And Canelo only need one punch. You know what I mean? That really, basically, that's what it boils down to. I think Canelo only need one shot to change the game or change the fight. Crawford gonna have to stay consistent and win out. Gonna have to get ahead and stay ahead. You know what I mean? And then also looming is the controversy. Can Crawford win a close decision? I could never win a close decision. I never won a close decision. That's what's looming. I think if Crawford is going to guarantee victory, he got to stop him.
A man who ain't been stopped.
He got to.
All right, I seen this on Bruce Vane's channel. Antonio Tarver kind of brought up some valid reasons about the Canelo Crawford fight. Y'all hear it in the beginning, and those are valid. That's for any fighter that fight Canelo, from Plant to Berlanga to Triple G, to the Jose Cottos of the world and stuff of that nature. You know, can you get a decision? Bevel, you know, he got a decision, but it was too close for a lot of people comfort. A lot of people feel like he ran away with it. People forget CJ Ross, I believe it was, gave Floyd a draw, and Floyd won every round in that fight. I don't think there was a moment that Canelo had in that fight. Floyd legitimately won every round in that particular fight. So when you have a fighter that's fighting in that old Mexican area, Las Vegas, Texas, SoCal, New Mexico, it's a valid question. And he says one critical thing: he needs a knockout, or he said he needs to be up and stay ahead. And a lot of it is subjective. And a lot of this has to do with Canelo. And you know, and Triple G1. Ever since Canelo about Triple G1, it's been this push in boxing for reform. It went from the aggressor, you know, from the of who's effective, to the just more. You know, we want to see more action. This came before Tom and Jerry. See how, you know, certain things slip, like for example, you know, them guys were wearing Robin jeans. Their asses was flat. Somebody comment, I don't see no problem with no. So you don't see no problem with bedazzles on your ass? Like, it went from sagging to bedazzled jeans, right? Ass shining. Girls' asses do that. To, you know, wearing purses. From wearing purses to wearing bonnets. From wearing bonnets to wearing pearls. To wearing pearls to wearing ankle braces. You see how it has a trickle-down effect? Same thing in boxing. Triple G, Canelo, well, he was aggressive, and, you know, woo, woo, woo. It's no longer whose style more effective. Oh, we want to see more aggression. We want to see guys come forward. We don't want to see time, and that manifested into Tom and Jerry. You know, oh, you got to fight this type of way. No, it's boxing. If my style of hitting, no get hit, is more effective than his aggression, why would you give him around because he was more aggressive, because that's more aesthetically pleasing? They're trying to turn everything. They literally created a white boy and made him a boxer in Jake Paul. And we all feel like it's not real. All right. And if I remember, I'm going to say something that I'm probably not going to make a video about, if I remember at the end of this video. But he said something, and I've said this before when this first fight first come up: controversy, staying ahead, all those type of things. Oh, he ran the whole fight. Those are all things that you're probably going to hear. But let's talk about staying ahead real quick, getting ahead. I said this a couple weeks ago. The critical thing about this is the first 6 rounds, the first leg of that fight, the first 2 quarters of that fight, the first leg of that fight, the first 6 rounds. If he up 6-0, 5-1, 4-2 Crawford, 7 and 8 become the most dangerous rounds of the fight. That's where Canelo is going to mount an attack, right? 9, 10, 11, 12 are dangerous only if Terence Crawford starts to wear down. But the danger zone, if he up 4-2, 5-1, 6-0 clearly, 7 and 8 become the most dangerous rounds where Canelo is really going to try to get him out of there. And if he controls 7 and 8, the fight is over with, unless he get caught. If he controls 7 and 8 and he go up 6-2, he go up 8-0, 7-1, it's over with. It's over with. Because Canelo don't have the legs. He don't have the legs anymore, or the conditioning to really step it up 9, 10, 11, 12. You seen in the Beaver fight. He ain't going to that next gear or two. Now, if Bud is down, been dropped a few times, been beat up, or it's even, it's over. It's pretty much, if it's even, or he down significantly, it's over with. I don't think he can knock Canelo out under those circumstances. I don't think he can knock Canelo out regardless. But I'll tell you how he can do that. That's how I see the fight. If he dominating the first half of the fight, 7 and 8 is the most likely the rounds Canelo is. If he make that final stand like the X-Men, it's over with. If it's even, I would give the edge. It's a lot of things I don't know. How will Crawford do with the added weight? But saying he'd be okay. If it's even, and Bud conditioning is there, I would say he have a chance. You more looking at a draw or something like that, right? You looking at a draw or some controversy. That's what you looking at. But to address the knockout talk, I mean, how can he get a knockout? Activity. He's a great finisher. I mean, there's a number of ways you can get a stoppage, not just a knockout, a stoppage. I mean, Ray Leonard literally frustrated Roberto Duran into quitting. And Roberto Duran was so great, his career superseded him quitting. To a lot of people, he's a top 5 fighter of all time. So I'll let you know how great he was. So, I mean, he can frustrate Canelo. In the art, the frustrating is using your athleticism, using your feints, not getting hit. You know what I'm saying? Body work. Canelo got a great chin, but when have you seen somebody consistently go to the body? And why people don't go to the body on Canelo is for a good reason. He's a good counterpuncher. That's why a lot of people don't attack Canelo's body. He's a phenomenal counterpuncher. So when you is, punching to the body, because you're going down, you're leaving yourself open for counter shots. So there's an art to it. So it's just hit and don't get hit, punching with him. But I think if he gonna get a stoppage, it's gonna be him frustrating Canelo, or he gonna set an amazing work rate where he's going to the body. But I don't see him catching him with like a Jeff Horn or like an Errol Spence. And I really think if he does stop him, which I don't think he had, and like I said, I gotta watch film, but I don't think he will stop him. I think if he does, it'll be like the Bumblebee thing. Or I don't say Bumblebee. I would say it's like a death by 1,000 cuts. It'll just be him using angles and just embarrassing him. Hit and don't get hit. Boop, boop, boop. Angles. Boop, boop, boop. Angle. Or he get inside his chest and like Andre Ward did Carl Froch, or he just worked the body. I just really see the Sugar Ray Leonard method, or it's going to be the method of an Andre Ward with Kovalev. Get inside the reach, get in his chest, touch the body, touch the body, touch the body. I think that'll be it. He just wear him down and just outwork him, and Canelo won't be able to rest in those periods. He's gonna have to outwork him or frustrate him. I don't see one punch, but Tarver saying he need a knockout, that's got to be the mentality. And I agree with Bruce Vane. That's what they training to do. It's some people. I think there's some fighters that's literally unaware. I think Coach Malachi was like, well, he don't think Boots is aware of the code, right? You got Greg Hackett doing, damage control on, Ellis and them. Nobody even know the fuck Rashidi Ellis and his brother is, but they from Boston anyway. But whatever, they've been training with Canelo for years. I get with his point. I think Greg is great, but I get his point. But when there's ill will there, they always gonna make that connection. When they feel like y'all been hating on Bud and y'all been clout chasing Bud, but then telling people behind the scene y'all don't really want none, whatever, right? But I think I think some athletes are really unaware. I like Deion Sanders. He really thought he was equal to Brad by doing all that cooning for years, and that he was equal to them. He found out real quick he wasn't. Some of these dudes get money and they forget where they come from. Some of these dudes don't think, oh, it's a robbery. I like Beaver. Beaver acknowledged that, hey, I know that they're gonna favor him, but I'm gonna fight my fight. I'm just gonna stick to the game plan. I'm gonna fight my fight, and I'm gonna let the chips. That's a great way to think about it. That's a logical, calm, rational way to think about it. Then you got the other thing. I ain't letting them take that shit from me. I die trying. I'm willing to get knocked out trying. I'm willing to get knocked out trying to get the knockout. And I think for the most part, Crawford, we've seen him do both. Versus Victor Postal, he frustrated Postal. He used foot movement. He boxed him. He didn't let him set his feet. He dismantled him. But then we also seen him go out there and he wouldn't be denied versus Sean Porter. He wouldn't be denied versus Earl Spence. If I had to say, you know what I'm saying, and more older and wiser, I think he won't be denied. I think they got a game plan. And I heard Bomac. I think they coming in here to hit and not get hit. That's it. I think they hit and don't get hit. Listen to what Bomac say. Listen to what Crawford say. I think they're gonna take the Beaver route. They gonna come in there and they gonna do what Mayweather did, do what Beaver did. Don't load up on nothing. Touch them. And I think if there's gonna be a difference between Beaver and what Mayweather did, but what Crawford do, I think if Crawford see opportunities, he will throw fastballs in there. And the problem with throwing the fastball is that it gives you a split second to get caught. It gives Canelo's an opportunity to catch you. But he's just a risk taker. So you like it. But I think he's going to hit and don't get. I think he's going to follow the blueprint and do it to the best of their ability. So that's just my opinion. Tarver may be right. So, but hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the link in the description, follow me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon, Kick, Twitch, the whole nine. Appreciate the love, support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Peace.